Welcome back to Unarmored Talk Podcast, everyone. It's good to see. Well, I can't see y'all, but I hope it's good for you all to see me. And of course, hear this deep voice not matching the body, of course, on audio. And today we have another amazing, inspirational guest who I could chop it up, talk to forever. We have been Raul T. Pereyra. What's going on, my friend?
Oh man, it's my honor to be here. I am so excited to be in your presence and just see how we can chop it up.
Yeah, but you guys know the deal. Before I get to the professional introduction and let's get into the topic again. Continue to share, subscribe on that YouTube channel, get on that playlist, or check out the other videos on that channel. On my YouTube channel, put in the search engine, Sergeant Major Mario P. Fields, YouTube, it'll all come up. And get on the parade deck. Follow me on all my socials on the parade deck. Check out that Instagram, your mamagram, TikTok, Big Talk, whatever you want to call it. We're on social media to make a positive impact in the world. And then last but not least, thank you guys for just watching, sharing, leaving comments, because every time you do anything on audio or video, it generates charitable dollars to Still Serving Incorporated. That's my nonprofit that's making a world of a difference in Pitt County, North Carolina. Go to www.stillservinginc.com to learn more. And let's get ready for this golf tournament coming up in 2020. Four. So
Nice.
again, done with that admin stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, get out of your seats. Get your hands together. We got the founder and CEO of RTP Learning, and he does a lot more. And he has done a lot in his previous professional journey, all focused on helping people. What's going on, Raul T. Pereyra?
Wow, Mario, thank you for that awesome intro. I feel like I need to go put on my cape and start flying, my brother.
Hey,
I
you
am
tell
good. I am blessed, man.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
hey, man, people don't know, man. I was like, it's gonna be hard for me to keep this thing 18, 23 minutes. Y'all think I'm motivated, man. This is one positive human being. Can you tell the listeners and viewers just a little bit about you, about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mario. I appreciate that. So my name is Raul T. Pereyra, founder of rtplearning.com, and I empower socially conscious leaders just like you with DEI-based leadership skills. And DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. So my world and my background really has been as an educator, a facilitator, a trainer, and HR and a DEI practitioner. Really, a lot of my work has been in human resources. I'm a consultant, I'm a life changer, and I do a lot of great coaching and support for people like you. And I just enjoy helping people. I think once I figured out, I don't want to say the meaning of life, but once I figured out what is meaningful for me, it really created a purpose in life. And now I'm just giggling silly because I'm happy. I'm happy all the time. And I wish I could have discovered, the secret to life, 20, 30 years ago when, misery had a tight grip on me. But, here I am today to be of service, to support. If anything, just remember that I am the person who likes to help other people.
I love it. And you guys heard it, rtplearning.com. Go to his website. And also, the good man he is, he would like to offer some free Raul services that you let
Yes,
them know.
yes. So we can put a link, or I have a handout, a PDF on what I call is like stop chasing ideals. When you start to chase an ideal, you kind of lose yourself. You become frustrated because you compare yourself against an ideal, and that's not good, right? So a better way is to uh, ground yourself in reality. So I have that handout, and I'm giving away 30 minutes of consultation on career advice, career coaching, personal coaching. So folks can send me an email, Raul at rtplearning.com, and just say, hey, I listened to you. You said you were giving away 30 minutes of career advice or coaching. Can we set something up? I'm going to say, absolutely. Let's do this.
That is cool. And everyone, tell when you guys send that email, because I know you will, please let them know that you guys got it from this podcast. So we know that Unarmored Talk is producing some connections pro bono, too, by the way, because I know
Mhm.
Raul, he's out in California, I want to say. So,
Yeah,
that
California.
30 minutes probably about $5,000.
Hey, it has to keep up with the rate of inflation and housing, man, of course.
Well, let's let's jump right into
All
the
right.
topic. You mentioned trying to fit in, chasing a dream. From my basic understanding, the Raul we see today wasn't this way years ago, where the you believed, from my basic understanding, the world turned because of you.
It still does, my brother. What are you talking about?
That's,
No, you know what?
yeah,
Um,
man.
as many as a young man growing up in East Los Angeles, right? You want to be part of the cool club. You want to fit in. You want to belong. It's human nature. So yeah, I was part of that cool club. You and I were talking about earlier how we were into techno music, house music, and electronic music, right? But back in the day, that kind of stuff, right? So for me, I was like that kid. I grew up in Los Angeles. You think about Los Angeles, you think about Hollywood, right? All the crazy vibe there, and I don't want to shoot down my hometown, but a lot of that stuff is really fake, right? Or it's based on ideals, right? You see these movie stars, and you see these performers, those ballers and the rappers and all that. Great, good for them. That is awesome. But to a kid looking up to them, life is, NWA, right? Life ain't nothing but bitches and money. And I
Right.
don't mean any disrespect, but that's
Yeah.
what it is. When a kid is looking up to your idols or your superstars, you're like, shoot, I want to be like them. I want to chase that. I want that money. I want that power. I want that fame. I want to be surrounded by beautiful women as well. So there I was, that mindset early on in junior high. I guess when puberty kicks in, right? Junior high and high school, man, it I took it to the next level where, house parties, music, DJing, and all this other, behavior that probably most of now that I'm a parent, I would not approve, right? Of my children engaging in, but nonetheless, um, I was thriving in my mind, right? Whether it was in reality or not, but I was
Mhm.
thriving because I suddenly felt like I belonged, and I suddenly felt like I was accepted, and therefore, shit, the world revolved around me. So
Yeah.
that is
And
pretty powerful. You know what I mean? That's powerful right there.
and I'm listening to you, and I believe there are a lot of, not just kids too, but adults who want to just fit in with social media, whatever. Hey, I'm accepted into this group, right? Of,
Mhm.
people with millions of dollars, or I'm a business owner, and we finally, grossed 100,000 a year. At, at what point did you realize, man, I don't even know who the heck I am?
You know what? It happened maybe in a couple of phases, right? Because true transformations don't happen overnight, right?
Mm.
So the first kind of wake up call, slam in my face, was this, man. I didn't graduate from high school.
What?
I didn't. It
Wait a minute, hold on.
sucked.
Yes, that's why I like doing this, because I
Yeah.
learned so much about the guest. I would have never, Raul, man. I'm looking on your LinkedIn profile. You're
Oh, I
founder
know.
of this.
Exactly, right? So part of that LinkedIn profile is that professional persona to fit into the LinkedIn ecosystem, right?
Mm, mm.
Here, we're taking off our armor, we're
There you
being
go.
real about the situation, and I think it's relevant to talk about that, those kinds of setbacks, right? Especially on this podcast.
Yeah.
Shoot, I was depressed. I saw all of my good friends going to prom, and shoot, dude, I was like, I didn't go to prom.
You
You
up
know,
there, providing security.
yeah,
Make
I was trying to sneak in and drinking a 40 ouncer in the parking lot, underage drinking. Talk about that,
With
right?
a brown bag. 40 had a brown
Exactly, right. And that was pretty depressing. That was pretty
bag.
depressing. It was a chemistry class that I did. I got a D, I think, and
Mm.
I begged my teacher, and she was like, "No, I can't." So I did receive my general ed at junior college a year later. I took astronomy at night class, and I went back when I got my transcript, and then they say, "Oh, okay, you fulfilled the physical, I think it was called physical sciences requirement for graduation." And man, that just put me on cloud nine. So that was my first kind of wake up call. What the F am I doing with my life?
Mm.
And it was pretty powerful. And then my journey began soon after.
Wow. And here it is. Like you said, you're fitting in East LA, getting it in, clubs, DJ, partying. Everybody's like, Raul, did you have a nickname?
No, I didn't have a nickname. No, it's just, well,
RT, baby.
yeah,
RT.
I know RTP, right? My close friends, and people like RTP, right? And really quick, RTP is Raul Torres Pereyra. My mom, immigrant, Mexico, came to this country in labor. The nurse asked her, or after baby's born, she asked my mom, "Hey, do you have a middle name for your son?" And she's like, "Yeah, Torres." And then she realized after the paper's been filed, she goes, "Oh shoot, I thought she I was asking me for my maiden name. So my mom's last name is Torres." So maiden name, right? Exactly, brother. So it was so cute. It's so funny. So when I heard that story growing up, I started like I was just Raul Pereira growing up. And now I'm like, no, that's a beautiful story. I'm gonna honor my mom's mistake, or not even mistake, just miscommunication, right? She spoke Spanish and the nurse spoke English. So
Wow.
now my mom's maiden name is my middle name. So it's Raul
Man,
Torres Pereira. So it's so funny. Anyways, that's a side note there.
hey, man, that's actually pretty cool. But so now no nickname. So
Mhm.
now you accepted. You get that first slap in the face. You watch all the people clubbing with you.
Totally, yeah.
And so now when the second kind of slap, proverbial slap in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
face?
yeah. Well, it was now okay. So that was a negative situation, right? And then 'cause, I believe in either the experience can either be what you make out of it, right? And I back then it was for sure negative, and I was so depressed and upset with myself. And then I did something radically crazy that many friends can attest to, and family members as well. I cut off 90% of my friends. I said, screw it. I was 18 years old, going to junior college, 18, 19, right around there. And I began to develop new friendships. So it was that transformation of cutting, having that foresight or that insight that tell me who you are and I'll tell you, or tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. And I'm like,
Wow.
well, shoot, I don't want to be that party, that clubber there in East LA. There was I don't know if it's still there, famous club called QC's Quiet Canyon in Montebello. And all the Latino folks, from East LA right there. That's like the hot spot Thursday nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday once I was in 18, over 18, or actually, no, that's 21 and over. But the point I'm trying to share with you is that I don't know what told me, but I was, here it is, man. I was disgusted with myself. I
Mm.
was having a lot of self-hatred, and I didn't blame the friends, but I knew that if I kept hanging out, I'll be continue to do bad choices, drinking, underage drinking, and just partying it up. And part of that was trying to get away from my family situation. I was out Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. My mom used to worry about me all the time, but I just laughed it off because, my dad's an alcoholic, and my mom gave us mixed feelings, like I would imagine many of us do, where like, oh, yes, I know he's bad, but he's your father. I'm like,
Right.
screw that. Screw that. So I think the second part was at junior college, understanding that whole family dynamics, knowing that it took a step to cut off 90% of my friends, or the majority
Mm,
of my friends, and developing new friendships. That as I found a love for discovery who I wanted to become,
right.
I'm junior college, uh, learning about Chicano studies, right? So
Right.
Hispanic American, Latino American, Mexican Americans, looking at history. I fell in love with that, and I never looked back in terms of my grades. I transferred to UC Berkeley, got a undergraduate there in U.S. history. Then I went to UT Austin, got a master's there in
Wow.
U.S. history. But it was always kind of this idea of like racial formation,
Yeah.
love for history, know who you are, where you're coming from, where you're going, understand these broad strokes of society. What, as a nation, how did we get to this point? So
Yeah.
from the individual to the big societal kind of perspective was a big aha moment for me. I'm like, yep, this is what I want to do. I want
I
to, exactly.
and I love how you couple of things that please don't invoice me for, man. But I love how you said, "Show me your friends. Show me who you call your friends, and let me see who's influencing you by your choice."
Hmm.
And then I love how you mentioned how the second one wasn't negative. You looked in the mirror and defined who you were and who you wanted to be, not externally, where these are the type of people,
Hmm.
professionals,
Hmm.
partiers that I want to be like. You were like, well, let me find out who I want to be. And then the nucleus, the foundation of you self reflecting, making that intentional choice to go inside and then define that and then get comfortable and fall in love with you.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Impressive. Looking back, Raul, looking back at where you were, we'll say 10 years ago, except what 25 now?
All
25?
right, yeah, 25. This sounds good to me. I think my wife would love it.
But looking back and how you started with trying to belong and fit in East LA and the amazing journey that your mother, my heart's out to your mother, Miss Torres. But did I get it right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
You're
right.
good.
Sure. All right. But and now today where you're just making such a positive impact on people worldwide, including Mario P. Fields. If you could give one piece of advice, what would you give anybody right now in high school, junior high, or even an adult who's trying to be like somebody that's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
not them?
Well, the piece of advice, in the last few years has really solidified to this idea about chasing ideals, keeping up with the Joneses, if you will, right? We're always defining ourselves via an external,
Mhm.
right? The Joneses, my friends, right? The bad influence and whatnot. This ideal. Stop chasing the ideal, because you're never going to reach that ideal. It's called an ideal for a reason. Use it as a compass, but don't measure yourself against an ideal. Measure yourself backwards. True goals, true achievements. Look at the goal, break it down into objectives, right? I was in college when I first learned about goal setting, and it was powerful, right? Goals and
Mm.
objectives. So that's my advice. Stop chasing ideals. It's gonna get you nowhere. And I say that with passion because, Mario, right? You and I get it, right? We have this burning secret in our heart, this desire to tell others and be of service, right? So we're here to serve and support and tell you. We're not going to be full of right? We're going to tell you the truth. And the truth is, the faster you stop chasing an ideal, the sooner you're going to be grounded in reality. And the reality is, measure yourself backwards to true achievements. And that's the advice I would certainly give myself, 10, 20 years ago, because through there is where I found the most happiness. Like I am
Mm.
happy in the moment. I'm not chasing an ideal and delaying my happiness until I reach that ideal. Guess what happens? You're running nuts. We're going crazy because happiness is out there in the future. And if you're chasing that ideal, guess what? You're never going to be happy. There's
Oh,
so much misery in the world because you're chasing an ideal. So stop chasing the ideal, my brothers and my sisters.
man, I love it, everyone. Be happy now. Be happy in the moment. You cannot predict happiness in the future. And if you keep chasing it like a wild rabbit, you may never, ever get it, Raul. I know you are having fun out there in California.
Yeah.
I could talk to you all day long. Everybody, again, don't forget, check those show notes and get on Raul's website, RTP Learning.com, and email him as well. That again will be in the show notes. Raul, thank you so much for blessing Unarmored Talk Podcast.
My pleasure. And may you all have such a beautiful day. And remember, you're on this earth for a small amount of time. The sooner you figure out what your purpose is and meaning, you're going to be just unstoppable.
And happy too, like you are, man. I
Absolutely.
know you make me
Absolutely.
so happy, but
Absolutely. I love it.
man, I love it too. And I love you and your
I
family.
love you too. And
Mom,
you know what? That's what it's about. You're on the other side of the nation and I'm on California. It's like there's more to life than just looking at the color of my skin or the accent of my voice. It's like-minded people. You connect and you're like, shoot, let's do something, let's work on this. So I'm
you.
happy to be part of the podcast and part of support you and whatever I can do to support the listeners, because I am the guy who likes to help others. Some people get intimidated, but those who say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take them up on that offer. We become buds because I'm here to help.
Right. Yeah. And same here. I got your back. Well,
Awesome.
everyone,
Awesome.
you guys know we got to go. But until next time, you know the deal. God bless you. God bless your family members and your friends. And we will see you in a few weeks, or you
Awesome.
can hear us. Take care.